just say a bit on the background of the university, and then some of the observation from the UK perspective in the exchange joint program and working with wider partner around Europe and global. So I think I'm from Columbia University, and at Newcastle City. So if you follow football, I think that is one of my famous football club in the UK. Well, we have a little population in the city, but we have a very big football stadium. So every time when we have football, the city is very quiet. So that is how the city in the UK is, particularly like football very much. But I think university in the UK is moving forward very fast into the research intensive, because the trend in global pushing technology is the key thing to develop. Even developed countries, they also have to push into technology more and more. So manufacturing things become the past and become replaced by robot, AI, but technology and living is important. So therefore we need a lot of cooperation, a lot of consortium working together, and fantastic things we have here in CETA and ACRI this year is founding things for technology and working together. So I think a lot of discussion from five presentation is very important from Professor Tu and Professor Sodip mentioned about how to link with industry, how to make startup, get people work, engage industry. I think that's very important. At the same time, as academic, it's important, like Professor Joe mentioned, that we need to have high quality publication, high quality output, and Springer from Professor Tan, for example, here, showing that the CETA has increasing importance nowadays. And also, I think the other thing is, I think the trend now in the UK, for example, global, is the UN Sustainable Development Goal. And I think that's one of the key things, potentially is one of the things for ACRI to look at deeply and with wider partner to make sure that the economy in the area improve. And therefore, there's a lot of funding coming from the government, from Europeans, from UK, like Erasmus Plus, or the Global Challenge Research funding, GCIF in the UK, to fund some developed country, the challenge we have. So ACRI identified the problem within the consortium. I think as academic, the DNA for us is academic collaboration. And as an evolution theory from Darwin, everyone know that everything growing over the time, there is something growing, something will be stopped. So the healthy cooperation is academic, exchange, and the idea, and share people together. So I think the training program, the training program we normally have in Europe is having some particular identified topic, and then the university will be able to provide the training for students, so they can move around different partner location and having some of the hand-on, some of the joint paper cooperation, and that will be the key thing for the ACI. But also I think every member, because we also have our own network of to link with the Europe, to link with other parts of the world, and I think we should be able to bring them into the ACI to make it wider network, not just only us here in the Southeast Asia. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you so much, Professor Ling Hua. And now it's time to have discussion from Professor Lekak Yen An from University College of Dublin, Ireland. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor Nguyen Thanh Thủy. And first of all, I would like to thank Professor Nguyễn Ngọc Thanh, Professor Huỳnh Công Phát, and organizer of the acir and Zita, who invited me here and to be here to give my thought about how can we promote the collaboration and in terms of the training and research and innovation. So first of all, just a little bit about who am I? I just take 1 minute because maybe Ireland is a small country on the world, and to be honest, for me too, 20 years ago, when the first time I moved to Ireland, I didn't know how is it. I just think about it a part of the UK and like the north of Ireland and so on. So Ireland is a small country, but when I stayed there, I found that the history, the economy growing, and the starting point is more or less like a country like us, like in Asian country, from the Korea to Vietnam to Myanmar and Cambodia. But just after some decades, then it becomes today it's the fifth country on the world, the fifth richest country on the world in terms of the GDP by capita. And how can they do that? There's a lot of lessons. But now I'm here just sharing about the teaching and research. And I have a chance to run a very specific program in my university, at University College Dublin. This program is about the forensic computing and cybercrime investigation. And back to more than 10 years ago when I started this program, it's a very small program with around 10 students or so. And this mostly they are Irish students. However, today we have more than 1,400 students graduate from my program. This is a master program. And the graduate students come from 72 countries around the world. And this is the only program I could say that on the world that we can teach, we can train the famous agencies, I mean the government agency on the world, including FBI, the US Department of the Homeland Security, the US Department of the Justice, and most of the police department in many states in US, in Canada, in UK. We also have we train the NCA, the National Crime Agency in NCA. We have the students from the Interpol, Europol, and I would say that our program is a unique program that we have a student from the country can be listed from A to Z. That means that from the Albania, Azerbaijan, Argentina until Zambia. And it's just a short thing about this program. And to be honest, more than 10 years ago when I come into this program, I think that how can we turn this program to be a famous program at the international level. And I start to learn from the model from different countries. And I start with the Asian country first. I start the model from the Korea. I start the model from Vietnam. How can we grow? To be honest, don't think that, okay, this is the European country, this is the US. We have to follow the model. I think that the Asian model have a strength point. And with this, I combine. I think that, okay, we could not base on just the local student, I mean the Irish student, because it too depends on the government funding, I said, and of course the capacity of the student. And this is why I think that why not we promote it at an international. I mean, the first point I want to deliver is challenge ourselves, think it big. My thought is that why not one day your program here in the University of Canada, in the VKU, or in the Hanoi, or in the Korea, in the, Myanmar, or in Cambodia, you have a student from America to come from your country to study. A student from the European country come to your country to study. Beyond your mind, the students, they want to learn and they want to explore. They want to explore the new culture, the new country. They like the adventure. And we have a good facility, we have a good condition for that. Why not do it? But of course, you all raise the questions. How about the quality? Because how can we extract the international student, I mean the US student or the European student come here? So my approach, I just want to share my approach is, first of all, I dive into their network, I mean the student. And I train myself to think the way they think, what they need, what their requirements. And for example, you know the law enforcement guys, they have a training, they have many training annually. And I try to identify who there are trainers, who teach them, who are the big guy on the world to teach them. And I try my best to approach the big name, to persuade them to cooperate with me. And my program is only program that I combine the academia and the external experts in this field. Because when I talk to my law enforcement students about, for example, I mentioned about one name, and they said, oh yeah, they know about that. They know about him. Like for example, I'm sorry, that today we talk about Professor Tan, Professor Tri, and so on. Then they know, they well know. And then it's very easy for them that, oh, this guy is teaching for the UCD, I mean the University College London. Then we can attract the students. They come there with us. And this is about and I just talk about the training, but this is the way the training. And I extend it, how can we collaborate? That's very important. That means today we have a big network already, like Asian Consortium for Innovation and Research. We already have it. And the second thing is, how can, I'm very happy to extend my experience, my program, everything. I can bring it back to here, to you, to this network, and to help us to promote it. This is the first thing I can do. From also for the field, this is what I can do. And it is in terms of the training. Because for me, training, the word of mouth is very important for the student. The word of mouth. It's not how much we spend for the advertisement. This is just my own experience. It's not affect as the word of mouth. One student told another student that, yes, this program is very good. It's excellent one. They have a big name, teach there. Then it works very well. And then I think that is what I can do. That I can extend my collaborations, my program to the FISU, to VKU, and to the ACIR. This is the teaching. And the second point that Professor Tan just highlighted is about the research. Because we were on academia, we could not talk about only the teaching, but without the research and innovation. And this is why, with my experience, the more we dive in the industry, in the practitioner, to practice the way they do, to learn the way they do, to think the way they think, then we can come back with the requirement. But from this requirement, we should have our vision. What would be next in the next 5 years or 10 years from this point? And we could build our research from this observation. This is the second point. And linked to this, how can we collaborate with each other? And Professor Tan, Professor Hoa already mentioned, there's many funding from the European countries, horizontal and the national funding. And especially in Ireland, we have a specific funding. They promote the collaboration between the island and the ASEAN country. And this is, I think that is a very good moment for us to start it now. Because the important with many universities in Ireland is when it's called it come out, they don't know who's in Vietnam, who in Cambodia, who in Myanmar to collaborate with, to put in this proposal. And normally there's a deadline, you know about that, it's about a question of a few months. Now that we have a network, and very happy that I could act as a connection, a bridge to connect out consortium, out network together. And each time we have this call, I can start it with your university, and then in very short time we could have a great proposal to get the funding from the island and also from the European. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The idea from Professor Ang. We heard about Iceland Information Dublin University, and he had 3 questions. About first is how to attract international students. That internationalization is very important for any university. So how to attract international students, like from US, from Europe. So this is the big question, the big problem now in ASEAN in general, in Vietnam in particular. And the second, how to cooperate. How to cooperate. We appreciate a lot your idea, and you're willing to help us to have acir and our university with your experience and relationship. And we will invite more and more professors like you to come here to teach, like the big name for students. And the third problem is proposed that research promotion, how to promote research via industry cooperation, and we get requirements from industry and the vision for 5 year, 10 year of research, and especially the fund from many universities, many organizations like European origin and Erasmus Plus, etc. or Dublin. So thank you very much, and appreciate a lot your idea and your help. So today, apart from Professor Scholar in university, we are very honored with a very special representative from industry, and is a sponsor of CETA and acir also. And we would like to invite Dr. Bùi Hữu Phú, President of Nam Long Technology Investment Group. We hear the voice from industry. Thank you very much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my very pleasure to be here to have some attend the conference and meet many good professors from the world, from Asia. So my